What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bags, Fuego y Sonrisa podcast. We got your boy Fuego in today.
And this is your boy, Senior Sonrisa777.
Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Happy New Year. Hope you guys are all great. Hope you guys all had a great New Year's. We're already happened in 2022. Crazy, I know. I'm even more shocked. I'm like, man,
in terms of like January, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, on the first of the month. And like, yeah, man, like, it's just crazy how time has gone by quick. I don't know how many people have done their New Year's resolutions or on it, but I hope you guys the best on your journeys. And if you feel like you don't need to tell anybody your plans, then don't do it. Just get it accomplished, and then you can tell them your plans later once it's been accomplished. But yeah, so yeah, brother, what's going on with you, man? How you been? How's everything?
I think for me, I have like a story to tell, so I'll let you go first because mine's kind of gonna go in the dark side. So yeah.
Welcome to the dark side.
The dark side of the pool.
Hey yo. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I guess for myself, it's been somewhat of a cool year. I just finished hanging out with my daughter, so she's back home now. So we spent the last end of December into January. Hanging out, enjoying each other. We went ice skating at the veranda, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, so we went over there. I remember you had told me about it, like, there's an ice rink over there. So yeah, we were at the house chilling on New Year's Eve, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go over there. Like, I haven't gone over there, so
nice.
Yeah, so yeah, we ended up going. We got an Uber out there. I got lucky, man.
Yeah,
we got a freaking Tesla.
What?
Yeah, Tesla Uber, bro. I was like,
yeah, ending 2020 in the bank.
Oh yeah, I was like, cause like I ordered it and everything, and then I'm like, all right, get ready. She's getting ready, and then I'm like looking at the driver, and then, cause I normally check out the car, and I'm like, Tesla. I'm like, what the heck?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and that's like the regular Uber, nothing like Uber. Like
just regular.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, just regular. So then I was like on my way over there, like, and the driver was hecka cool. Like he was conversating, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna talk to him then, because some Uber drivers don't want to talk, so I want to talk.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, sometimes I don't want to talk either. Like sometimes I get it early in the morning, and then I'm just like, I'm trying to talk. I'm not trying to talk. So yeah, he was like talking, and then I was just telling him. He's like, "Oh, you ever been here before?" I'm like, "Nah, my friend, he told me there's an ice rink out here by the veranda." I'm like, "So I want to go see like what he's talking about. I want to take her ice skating." Yeah. And so yeah, we were just talking about that on the way. Yeah, man, it was cool. We went like pretty early in the day before everybody got there, so we can have a lot of the rink. And towards the end of cause you get like an hour and a half.
So, yeah, oh really? Oh, yeah. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah, you get a lot of time.
Nice.
So it was cool. Yeah. So yeah, like towards the end of our time, like a lot of people, like a lot of kids stopped ice skating. They went to like the little park. It's like with the leaves.
Oh yeah, little playground. Yeah, so that's cool.
They were all there. So then we had the whole ring basically to ourselves, and we were just like playing around. So yeah, that's how like we did that, and got home and watched Miley Cyrus and Pete David's New Year's.
How was it? Was it good?
It was good. I was like, man, I never watch anything from New Year's. I'm like, you know what? I'm watching this shit. So I put it on. We were chilling. We're watching it.
That's cool.
So yeah, we ended up the year like that, and unfortunately, time came. So she got to go back to school, got to do her thing. So that was that, and.
How many? So wait, so you stayed with your daughter for Christmas and New Year's, or how many weeks did you stay? She stayed
like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like Christmas week. I pick her up, and then she stays for the holidays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then it's just what was I gonna say about that? But yeah, it just went by quick. I don't know, I lost it. But yeah, it was quick. Yeah, like she came, and we normally have. Oh, there you go. And yeah, then like I don't know, we do it like every other year. So unfortunately this year I won't. I'm gonna have to go out there and hang out with her for like a weekend probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, at least you get to know what Washington and that state, and I'm pretty sure they have things out there things that you probably never even done yourself. So
yeah, for sure.
It might be a cool experience.
Yeah, and then I've been out there like in October. I went out there in October, and just the air quality is amazing for sure. Oh man.
Really?
Yeah, like once I get out the airport and I breathe, bro, I take in the biggest breath. Like I'm like The Rock. Like that's normally what
the pine is cooking.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd be out there just
taking in all the good shit, huh?
Yeah, I think I scared my daughter a little bit. She's probably like, "Damn, why is he breathing so much?" You know, because I'm just breathing like we're chilling, like, man, the bass just smells so good out here. And she's just like, "What are you talking about?"
That's true. She probably never notices the air quality. I mean, she's probably used to like, the change or whatever. But yeah, the air quality out here can be just as bad as LA. Talk about air quality. Have you ever been to LA, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bro, that's like choking. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. Like, those smokers. It's just smog and cloudy.
Heck yeah, and then the humidity at times. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, it's like LA's cool. I like LA. I like LA, but maybe in the springtime. I wouldn't say like.
Yeah.
That's not the winter. Not
that's
the
just
summer.
choking. No, it's cool. LA's cool. Like, I went to Long Beach.
Sick.
For my uncle's funeral, and we stayed with one of my cousins. She's an older cousin. She's, Mexican families be like that sometimes. And my second cousin, my younger one, it's kind of like my age. My second cousin, my brother, and we were just hanging out, and he was just showing around us Long Beach, and it was cool because we went to like certain parts, like kind of close. We went to the beach, Long Beach Beach. And there's like, they have all kinds of other shit around that area. They even have like an aquarium and stuff like that. And then we rented out some of those, the scooters. That was my first time ever doing the scooter thing. And so we were just cruising along the scooters going up and down like Long Beach. And apparently they have like a random lighthouse there. Nice. They have a cool lighthouse. They got all these kind of restaurants. There was a mall, but we didn't want to go. We have malls everywhere. So we avoided the mall. And we just did things like around Long Beach. It was cool. It was an interesting experience. And he was showing us around, and there was this one point, I forgot the name of the place, but it was like up on a mountain. And you can see from Long Beach to like where LA is. Yeah. It's close to LA, but it's not really like hella close. Mm. But you can actually see the other side of LA and see all these giant fucking towers and shit. Yeah, it was cool. Like, but then you just see all this smog. You're like on the top of the hill, and you still see smog over Kansas. Damn. And then they have all these like oil things in random people's backyards. You ever seen those? I don't know what they're called. They look like they're like machines that kind of dig oil, and they kind of go like in a loop. Yeah. And they're just kind of random, scattered throughout LA, or Long Beach. Wow. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I have family in Long Beach. Yeah, there's just random fucking things in the backyards and like parks and shit. And then I have family in Carson also, like right next to Compton. So yeah, I have my aunt over there, and it was cool. Like, I haven't been out there in a minute. LA is different. Like, the streets out there are just long.
Oh wow!
So you can go from like Carson to like Long Beach just by going through the streets. Oh, cool. Out here you have to take a freeway for everything. Mm-hmm. Out there you can just take the streets. Out there, like LA wise, that's the one thing I like about out there is like the streets are long. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to take the freeway, you can just take the streets. Yeah, that's it. I hear there's no way you can go from like San Francisco to like fucking Berkeley. You know what I'm saying? Unless you go all the way around the peninsula,
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, that'd be a long drive, bro.
Yeah. It's like a 2 or 3 hour drive, probably.
Yeah. Close down the sign.
Yeah. So you don't have to take the fucking $7 Bay Bridge toll that hiked up.
Yeah, right. I think only is like $9. I don't even know. It's ridiculous.
Oh, is it? You're probably right. It's always like more. It's more than the regular ones, right?
Yeah. For some reason, they tax more for some reason over there. I guess because you're coming to San
Francisco. The golden gate, so you got to pay the golden price or whatever the hell.
I just go on it on Call of Duty Zombies too. The Mom of the Dead map. I just go on there and go to the golden gate.
It's cool to like I think there's a place by the golden gate you can park your car and go walk around it, which is cool. But crossing it, you want to pay $9? It's like, hey, you want to pay $9?
Can we cross the gate?
We're gonna take a boat. We're gonna hijack a boat and fucking hustle our way so we don't pay $9. The poor man's way of going crazy.
Nah, girl, we're going over there.
Yeah, we're gonna make it romantic. And if the boat sinks, oh, that's another adventure. You got hypothermia and go to the hospital.
Oh, really though. The Navy guys will be good.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, yeah.
You're gonna be wondering why we're at the fucking sea. Hey, you knuckleheads, what the hell are you doing in the middle of the ocean?
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of that, have you heard of, like, apparently there was, like, a eruption, a volcanic eruption by, what island was it?
I think it was Tonga.
Tonga, yeah.
And
supposedly there's, like, these tsunami waves and this and that. I'm like, bruh.
It was crazy, man. Yeah, I woke up yesterday. I woke up and went on YouTube, and it was like the first video that popped up. Tsunami waves in Santa Cruz. I'm like, and it said today, and I was like, I'm like, did someone record this like years ago and just posted it? Like, it's just random. It's random. Like, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh man, poor people. They're like, yeah, it's going on right now. I'm like, what the hell? I looked into it like right away.
It's crazy, like. I mean, it's crazy to think, like, I mean, it's for the people that are in Tonga, it's, our condolences and stuff like that. It's just not easy, like, earthquakes and fucking tsunamis and shit. But, like, I think they're kind of exaggerating a little bit over here, like, you know how news can be sometimes, clickbaity shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my god, a tsunami, like, bro, when I saw that, I thought, like, oh, there was, like, an earthquake 10 miles out of the ocean, it's going to hit, like, San Francisco. That's kind of how the headline reads. Like, if you read the headline, that's kind of what it's supposed to, like. Oh, wow. But then I read it, I'm like, oh, it's out there in Tonga. I'm like, wait a minute, and then you start looking into it deeper, and I'm like, these guys fucking clickbait again, damn it. Yeah. It was clickbait.
Yeah, like, it ended up, like, I guess, I mean, it wasn't, like, I kind of worried a little bit just because, like, you know what I'm saying, I have family in the coast and I was like, But, I mean, I did think about that. So I'm like, I mean, they're just miles away, And in some ways, I guess, I was watching videos say, I guess, some did make it, like, but it's, like, not so much. It was just, like, one big wave.
Yeah.
Under someone's patio.
Yeah, you watch like, the the fucking photos or the videos, like, oh, these are the monster waves?
Yeah.
Oh, but dude, surfers are going to go out there and they're going to ride it. They're going to find ways to evade the cops and fucking ride the waves.
Yeah, so it wasn't like perfect. The good thing is it wasn't like it wasn't major right here, but I guess the waves were. It would have been nice to see from the distance though, just how powerful it is.
Yeah.
Because some dude, I guess he was recording and the wave went like over him and he just soaked it.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah. Dude, and the news had a hard on for that one because that was the only video that they would show. They're like, show monster waves. Oh my god, tsunami. And then they just show the same image of just like this wave. This guy recording and this wave just almost taking him out. This is the same video like every single news channel. I was like, bro.
This is the same one. Come on.
Yeah, it is. I swear it's the same one.
That's hella funny.
All the news channels is the same one. It's the same poor guy getting famous for like almost getting taken out for a wave.
Just trying to record.
Yeah.
Or you became a star afterwards.
Yeah. I guess any publicity is good publicity.
But that was crazy. But that was just a crazy, like, just random thing, like, throughout the day. I think that's kind of like what I really like about, like it may transition a little bit, like.
Yeah.
But I think that's really what I like about natural disasters. And I mean, I know it sucks. I'm not saying I'm an advocate for it. I mean, I can't even make it. But just for anybody.
An advocate.
Yeah. Please happen.
We're gonna go put your flags up. Yay! Natural disaster team.
Thunderstorm, snowstorm.
Yeah. You're gonna go pay lobbyists to go out there. Hey, I can pay you, $5 to support natural disaster.
Yeah, bro. So like that's one thing that I really appreciate about it is that, like, no matter how big, like, humans' egos get, right? No matter how fancy they think they are in their cars, no matter how great someone thinks they are, like, oh, I'm shit, you're crap, I'm above you guys, blah, blah, blah. The one thing they can't stop is natural storm. You can have everything and it can destroy everything in a second.
Bro, storms, fires, hurricanes. That kind of stuff humbles you. So that's why I think. I know I'm gonna switch a little bit here. I think some people. That's why there's a lot of people that are upset with the people that are supposed to represent us, supposedly, because there's a lot of evidence. Like you go to court and there's like all this giant evidence. Like, oh, you clearly had the gun, you shot that person, your hands are bloody. And then they're like, that wasn't me. Like, it was, the gun just happened to fall out of the sky, and I sneezed and it pushed the trigger, and I just happened to move the body around the corner. That wasn't me, even though that's my face, my body. Like bro, the evidence is clear. Like, just stop denying it. It makes it look worse when you deny something like that.
Yeah, freaking excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I guess my whole point of it was just like, that's what's cool about it. Like, so I guess that's my message, is like, no matter how great you think you are, you can lose it in a second. So, you know, like you said, just be humble. Like, be humble and just stick with that. Cause like, you can lose it in one day, you can have everything and lose it the next day.
That's true.
Like, that's what I really appreciate. Like, every time I see like things online, like, oh, like, I don't know, just like, oh, today this happened in politics, this happened in politics, or blah blah blah. I'm always like, man, like, and then natural disaster happens, like everybody stops focusing, stops worrying about it. I bet when the tsunami warning was happening, nobody thought about COVID. They thought about, oh crap, we're about to die, we're about to get drowned.
Yeah.
So like, that's what's so cool about it, is that like, it could just humble everybody.
You know, that's funny that you said that, because when I saw that, I'm like, a tsunami? I'm like, oh, it wasn't Tonga. But then I started to think about like, what would have happened if there was a, like, for some reason, what happened if there was a tsunami off the coast of California? Like, that thing would wipe the Bay Area, LA out, and we'd have to start over. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you'd have to like, it'd be like one of those movies that you see where everybody's just running around, buying shit, fucking hogging up the freeways and trying to figure out how to survive. But I don't know, like, maybe it could, you know, like you said, it kind of does humble you. Then you realize you're not so, you can't escape it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason, I've always been interested in, like, one of the things I liked about the Native Americans, whether that's from like out here in like the States or the ones in Mexico, is the fact that they actually appreciate, you know, nature, and they have like this devotion to keep nature kind of sacred.
Yeah.
And I think we lost that a little bit. We got caught up with when money gets involved, we kind of get lost in that shit. You know?
I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, a new Spider-Man came out, bro. Like,
there was a fire in Colorado.
Like, there's all this stuff good that happens. No, I hear you.
Yeah. Sure. I think we get lost in the sauce when it comes to like money and shit like that, right? But like, there's if you go to like just, you don't even have to go. You know, it doesn't have to be a natural disaster, but you can just go to like the redwoods or something like that, and you just see these giant redwood trees towering over you. It look like a tiny ant, and then you're like, damn. Imagine if this was like 100 million years ago, where like there was no towers and you're just surrounded by like fucking dinosaurs and nature and shit. Like, we'd be fucking ants compared to those dinosaurs.
Yeah, we'd be nothing.
Yeah, we're like little just random cave people running around with a little strip of cloth covering our underparts, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. So yeah, freaking, I don't know. I have such like love for nature, for sure. I mean, I don't do it as often as I would like, but it is something that I really like. It really is like a part of me. Like, I really like it. Like, it's just dope. Freaking nature's too sick.
Yeah, nature's sick. Just, I mean, here in California, we have some trees and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But if you ever to go to you've been to Oregon and Washington, man, you want to talk about nature. Yeah. Those are the places you want to go. Yeah. They have the crazy waterfalls. They got all kinds of like trails and
sick ass mountains.
Yeah.
Washington is dope. I want to go hiking out there for sure.
I hear that there's a bunch of waterfalls and stuff out there too. You can go check out. Which I've always wanted to go, but it's always been like a time for me. It's always been timing. I never had the right time.
Yeah, I hear it, man. But yeah. But yeah, brother, if you want to dive into what you want to talk about that.
Oh yeah,
so
2021 has been a year for me that's been like the most challenging. We were talking about this earlier before the podcast. It's like one of the most. It probably is in my lifetime the most challenging. I'm thinking about like my entire life. Yeah, it's been the most challenging year out of my entire life. Like, because it started off bad. I forgot which episode. we talked about. But yeah, my dad passed away, and like it's almost been a year. My dad passed away, so and that's how it started. Like that like to this day, it's like it feels like a dream. It feels like a dream. It doesn't even feel real. Like I don't know. When how would I say this? Usually when the process of like when somebody dies, they they pass away or you're by their bedside and you're there with them until the end. That's how you want it to be, right? That's kind of how you want the process to be, or you're at least there in the funeral and stuff like that. But when you're like, when my dad passed away, it was before the vaccine, and it was when everybody still couldn't see the loved ones. So it doesn't even feel real because it's like I wasn't there at the hospital to see my father pass away, which I know that it's not easy, but at least you have the peace of mind, or I don't know, you were there at the last moments, and or at least you're able to see him or see for me it was my father, see my father like pass away, but I didn't get that closure or peace. So to me, it doesn't even feel like real. It doesn't feel real. Like it feels like a haze. Like 1 minute, my sister was calling me saying he was doing good with the treatment back then. I forgot what it was. And then the next day he passes away. Like whoa, like what the? It just feels weird. And then I go to my dad's house, and like when I walk into the door, I'm like expecting him to come out of a car or come out of his room or something like that. And then I'm reminded when he has we have a little box with his ashes and stuff with his picture. That's how I'm reminded that he's no longer with us. It still feels like he's gonna come home. It feels like he's just out at work working an extra shift, because he used to be a garbage man in San Francisco. So he used to work like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and it was not unusual for him to come, start work at 2 a.m. and come home at 4, 5 in the afternoon. So that I'm still processing that, and so that's one thing. And then like, just the way my uncle passed away was like a complete opposite of my uncle. My uncle, he was suffering with stage 4 cancer, and the prostate cancer. So when you don't catch prostate cancer like in the first early stages, it's really hard to treat it. It's weird. It's like men's prostate cancer is as aggressive as women's breast cancer. So you have to treat it right away, or it's hard. It's like it's really difficult to treat. So we all, I guess, our family had hope, and he's been having it for 3 years, and we were able to spend time with him, and be with him. But it's cancer is one of those things, like you see somebody, like you see like a transformation of somebody, like it's a slow burn, so to speak. You see somebody transform, like 1 minute, like 1 year they're moving around and stuff like that, happy, jolly, like that was his personality, right? That he was always happy, jolly, stuff like that, making people laugh. And then the next moment, like they just like start slowing down and having aches and pains, and then you see the cancer, like tumors on the face, and the pain, and the fact that, and then all of us, next minute they're on a cane and they can't really walk, and they're just pale, and it's really, it's really tough to see that. But my uncle was the type of guy, he would always try to make a joke, or even though he was on like morphine and stuff like that. Ooh, my bad. And yeah, it was kind of hard to see that, I think. But for me, when he passed away, it was a sense of like peace, in the sense of like he's no longer suffering. In fact, I mean, yeah, it was hard for me, because I mean, I didn't really like, I love my uncle, but I wasn't as close to my uncle like my dad, right? Obviously, but in a sense, we loved him and he loved us and we had a good time. And it was harder for me to see how some members of my family would be after he passed away, I guess. Because there were some people that it seemed like they were, I wouldn't say they were hoping he passed away soon, but they were definitely like scheming. They were scheming and planning, and to me that was like, damn, bro, like, here's this person that was really cool and he worked his ass off and stuff like that, only for you to just start, you know, putting your hands together, rubbing your hands together with that crazy smile, like, and it's like, it's my turn, you know, like, what the hell? Yeah, bro, like, you want to talk about evil, bro, that's a different type of evil. And so to me, I was like, whoa, like, to me, that was like, for me, that was like, whoa, it's kind of, I gotta watch out for you. I see how you really are now. You're not fronting anymore. Now I see who you really are. And so I'm like, whoa, that was difficult. And then like, you know, the bullshit. Like, if anybody has dealt with like disability and shit, I don't know how it was back then, but man, is it a bullshit, bullshit and a half now. Like, it's, you know, my mom, like, she got into a car accident 4 years ago, and a surgery. You know, the guy that hit her, first of all, got away with it, and then she had the police officers didn't take her story, and in fact, one of the Concord police officers even said, "You need to just go home and drink some wine." Wow. Even after she had a concussion and that kind of shit. Yeah, and so just been dealing with, you know, having one back surgery because of the accident, and then the surgeon fixed one part of her leg, but then scraped the nerve and fucked up another part of her leg, and so it was just a lot of like just bullshit like from the start, like bullshit from the car accident, the insurance, the police officer, and the surgeon, and then now disability, like you have to prove like all these documents, and all these doctors have to sign off, and if they don't sign off, then your disability doesn't get approved. And finally we get disability, and finally we get some relief. Until December, we get a notice that, you know, she needs certain documents completed. And so, this is another thing. And so one of the doctors that was supposed to complete one of those documents, she was calling the office saying, "Hey, I need these documents done," and they weren't answering. So finally they answered, and apparently she said, "Hey, I need these documents done." She's like, "Oh, I'll get back to it." She, you know, the assistant to a doctor. That's what she was saying. And then apparently she completed it one day later than what disability wanted the documents. They just mailed it 1 day later, and for that reason, disability denied her claim. Wow, what the hell? And so I just been dealing with just a lot of crap. 2021 just been a lot of crap, and so, you know, I had to, you know. Right now, I'm just taking care of my family right now. You know, my mom isn't getting any money, so I'm pretty much just being the man of the house and just taking care of all the bills, and it kind of puts things into perspective. Like, you know, as much as, you know, people say, I like to travel, I like to this, I like to that. You know, when you're forced into a situation where you have to decide between your needs and the needs of your family, it shows the type of character the person has. You know, and I chose my family. You know, I'm not gonna allow my mom to be sleeping on the street or get behind on her bills, stuff like that, because that's just not the type of person I am. I'm the type of person that takes care of the people that I care about. You know, and it's hard to believe it, but there are some people out there that they don't give a shit about their family. If they, you know, the minute they have a chance to put their family in a nursing home so they can go live their best life, they will. And I've seen that, you know, and so I decided I'm not gonna be that type of person. I'm gonna put, you know, the needs of my family, you know, above my own, you know, selfish needs. I'm still gonna, you know, try to I have goals and stuff like that, but when push comes to shove, I gotta, you know, there's gonna be times where you're gonna step up to the plate and really test what kind of man what kind of man you are. Once you get put in a difficult situation, that really tests you, who you really are. So yeah, it's just been a crazy year, and I'm still like processing everything. And for me, it was like, it's been kind of like I even had like an existential crisis and everything. Like my mom's like, oh, but you need to think about the positive. I'm like I'm telling mom, like, it's hard to think about the positive when you're like feeling like I don't know. I just feel like there was like all this shit piling up. It's like, well, what about this? What about that? And we had this whole like debate about like, can't really have a debate about like spirituality or whatever. But I was having my doubts because it's like, well, this happened. If there was such a higher being, how come he didn't just snap his fingers and prevented it or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And so I had my own like, spiritual journey, I guess. It's been difficult. I'm not gonna say it's been easy. It's been very difficult. And like, what about because I guess for her, that's my mom. That's her way of dealing with everything. And even though we don't have much, that's her way of like allowing to continue to live and try to have peace. And I was becoming more and more cynical over because of just seeing how the people that were in positions of power that were supposed to help, they just kept fumbling. Like they have the authority and ability to do something, and they just want to wash their hands. It's, there's a saying in Spanish, lavar las manos. That's why there was like a whole meme like in Mexico, like, oh, you guys want us to wash our hands? We've been washing our hands like in the 80s when all the Narcos was taking over, like washing our hands.
I didn't see nothing here.
Huh?
No, like I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just people getting away with shit and not doing anything because they're afraid, or whatever. And so for me, it's just been like a very difficult like year. There has been some good stuff. Like I'm not gonna say like I got a cool job. I got LASIK, stuff like that. Which is a goal that I've been wanting to have for like 2 or 3 years, like long time. It's a great thing to get LASIK. I'm telling you right now, it's don't invest in Bitcoin and NFTs. Invest in see if you can get LASIK. You want to talk about life transforming experience? To this day, I wake up and I'm like, damn, it's so crazy. I can actually see.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, back to this whole spiritual journey thing. Like, yeah, I was just dealing with it, and then just one time I was just by myself, just at Netflix. I was like, I've been wanting to see Final Destination 5 for quite some time now. And it's been out for a lot of years, and I just happened to be like, I like horror movies, and I thought, Final Destination 5, all right, let's see what you got. Because I actually heard, because Final Destination 4 was really terrible, and I was very skeptical of 5. Mm-hmm. But I've actually heard like some people actually really enjoyed the 5th. And I mean, it's been out for 7 years, so I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna spoil it. Fuck it. Y'all haven't seen it. It's on Netflix. You can see it, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it. It's a group of kids. I would say kids because they're like in their 20s or whatever, and they're all part of like the sales, like this kind of like sales conference. But there's 2 main kids. There's this one. There's 2 main best friends, and they're all the other characters are kind of related to them somehow. One of them is like a supervisor in the company, and he has a little bit of humbleness, but he allows his title of being supervisor and his money, his ego, to kind of take over him, and he kind of brags to his other friend like, yeah, look at the money I have, look at the that kind of shit. Look where I'm at. Maybe he's trying to give him a little bit of hope, because the other guy, he's not a supervisor. He's just a worker. He works kind of like in a call center. And he's like, yeah, man. If you can be here too with me, and we can be together, and we can make money together. But then he just switches up on him. Yeah, but you need to work your ass off. You got to be this. And you can have this cool car, this watch, and sometimes he allows his ego to take over him. And then the best friend, I'll call him Lover Boy, and you'll see why for a minute. He's not making hella money in his sales job. He's kind of lost interest in it, and he really likes to cook. And so even though like being like working in the kitchen and stuff like that, they don't make hella money, that's what he likes, and he finds like complete joy and satisfaction with his life with that. And so there is this whole thing where like they're all, like I said, he has like this girl, but his girl's like, oh, I don't know if I want to go with you to Paris and blah 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 and be a chef. She's like all this like back and forth, and then I call him Lover Boy because he's just like persisting, like, you know, what some people call simps. But you're the love of my life and blah blah blah. You gotta fight for my love, and I was like, oh my god. Get over it, dude. Like, get over it. There's chicks in France too. Like, just get over her. But anyway, so they all get on a bus and stuff like that, and then the Lover Boy gets a premonition that they're all about to die on the bridge.
Oh snap!
And so, you know, like any Final Destination movie, the character does the right thing, and so he tries to save. You know, in the premonition, everybody dies in a certain sequence, and so he gets everybody off the bridge and escapes and everything like that. And so the movie continues, and just like any Final Destination movie, the way they die, the order that they die in the premonition is the order that they die after the supposed accident, right? So then people start getting picked off one by one, and then they're wondering what the hell's going on. Eventually they figure out that they're all dying. And so they end up meeting this one graveyard guy or coroner guy. He's kind of like, he's like this guy who always plays like he's in the graveyard. He's always a coroner. He's like, hey, I've seen this before, blah blah blah. Some people, you know, are willing to have someone take their spot in order so they can live a better life or something like that, right? And so the successful supervisor guy, he goes out and he does anything, like he's willing to do anything, and I mean anything, to like go out there and survive. He's willing to even, you know, commit murder.
Oh wow!
And so everybody else starts getting picked up because they don't know, the other ones don't know yet. And so they are getting picked off, and they're trying to save this one girl, and she was getting LASIK. Funny story.
Oh, it's that.
And actually, a lot of it was the way they did LASIK. The way they were preparing LASIK was actually pretty accurate, except for the whole, you know, like lasers melting your eyeball and that kind of shit. Maybe not so much. But anyway, she ends up passing away or whatever, and so like these two friends, they're like the last at the sequence of death. They're like the last ones, and so the Lover Boy, even though he knows that he's gonna die, he's at peace at that, and he's trying to live the best, or he's trying to make the most amount of time with what he has. Mm. And then the other guy, the supervisor guy, he doesn't want to die. He's like not at peace at that. He's trying to survive, and he wants to get, because he hasn't, you know, accomplished what he has to do or whatever the fuck he said. And so he's like thinking about, you know, there's this one lady like standing next to the you know, like a bus stop, and she sees like the bus coming, and he's thinking about pushing a woman into the bus, but he doesn't. And so he goes kind of crazy. He becomes like super maniacal and cynical and like crazy, pretty much. Mm. And so it ends, like the whole movie ends up like with the sequence between these two guys having this battle between the Lover Boy, who's like at peace with like where he's at, and this other guy who just does not want to die. And I saw, for some reason, that movie like spoke to me at that moment. Like, you know, you can be that person that just refuses to like accept death as a part of life, and just be very like cynical and maniacal, and be very like, yeah, well, blah blah blah, disease is the word, you know, like you can be like that type of guy, like the evil one, like I don't know what to call him, the super motivated, like guy who thinks that life is all about just living and living, what do they call that? Carpe diem and that kind of shit. But you could take carpe diem and...
What is that, brother?
Carpe diem is a Latin phrase for seize the day.
Oh,
and the thing is, it can be interpreted in a positive or a negative way.
Seize the day.
So there's people that interpret carpe diem like, yeah, fuck everybody. Like, I'm gonna do what I want. Yeah, like, yeah, you owe me shit. Like, yeah, fuck off, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. Like, my life. I'm gonna go travel to Japan. I'm gonna go travel to Spain because I want to be cultured. Hot girl summer.
Hot boy summer.
I'm gonna just sling dick like it's no tomorrow. I'm gonna go out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
seize the day.
Yeah, seize the day. I'm just gonna go bang and just this and that. Shit. Nothing wrong with that. There's an extremism. You know what I'm saying? There's a hedonistic extremism. Hedonism is that there's pleasure is seeking pleasure or avoiding pain, and so it can also be interpreted. You can also interpret carpe diem like seize the day in the sense of like almost like a Buddhist interpretation of it, which is like you need to make the most of the time that you have, and by doing that, it's not about chasing the adventure, it's not about chasing the dream, it's not about that, but it's actually just enjoying the actual small things in life and taking the second to appreciate the small and not be so worried about the big. And so that's how I interpreted that, the two characters. And so there's this one character who's just, like I said, he's, like I said, he even goes to the restaurant where the dude works at, because in the vision, the girlfriend ends up surviving. So the best friend, the supervisor, the douchebag, he is willing to go out there and kill his best friend's girl in order so he can live his life. And so they have this whole battle in like a restaurant, which is really cool. It's a really actually good battle. And so there's this whole battle and stuff like that. And so there's like, to me, it was like the perfect movie to watch at the perfect time. I don't know why. Because like I said, I was dealing a lot with death, and I was dealing with a lot of like understanding, like, yeah, they always say death is part of life, but it's hard to grasp something like that. Such a big concept, such a ambiguous. It's ambiguous in the sense of like, what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? You know that people are gonna die, but what do you do with that? So it was, for me, I was just grappling because I was going through my own like thing. But then it's like, when your time comes, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more you fight it, the worse, because you're not accepting that your time's gonna come. So I don't know, for me, it was just it was the perfect movie to watch at the perfect time. As crazy as that sounds, and it doesn't even have like great, like if you look on Rotten Tomato, probably has like the word like 55% or whatever, but to me, it spoke to me at that moment. It's like, I don't know if you ever, like, you were talking about how you were watching a movie or something like that, and it spoke to you at that moment of your life. Mm-hmm. For some reason, that piece of art, for whatever reason, it may not be the best art, it might not get the most high ratings or whatever, but for some reason, it spoke to you at that piece and at that part of your life. That's kind of how I saw that movie, because it spoke to me. It spoke to me in a way that, you can have all the philosophical conversations or whatever, but sometimes when you look at a piece of art and it speaks to you in such a profound way, it kind of makes you change your perspective in certain things. And so yeah, it was out of all the movies in the world, out of all the fucking spirituality or whatever movies, it took a Final Destination 5 movie to kind of get out of that, headspace, to kind of accept, because sometimes, we have this idea of we want to live to 100 or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Car accidents, cancer, disease, stuff like that, happens. And I guess for me, it's just like doing things like the podcast or spending time with my mom, just watching TV, going out for a walk. I'm starting to realize those are like more important than trying to travel all over the world or be more cultured, whatever the fuck that means. I can go to Japantown to be more cultured. I don't need to go to Japan to be more cultured. Like, I don't know. I just realized that the time is I don't know. It's more valuable. You think you're gonna live till 100, and you know, you hear the old people tell you this all the time, but as a young person, you don't think it's gonna happen to you because you're young. You know, you don't have, you know, arthritis in your knees or crazy back or surgeries. You don't have that experience. So to you, you're just gonna take it, and you're gonna take it, you know, however it is. But there's a reason why every single time old people tell you to not, you know, to try to do as many things as you can when you're young, in the sense of like to enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? Because regret and guilt is a motherfucker. But yeah, that's my thing about that. I don't know. What are your thoughts about?
Man, that's like
about that.
No, it's powerful. Yeah, it's crazy how like within the, like how random of it is, right? Like you're watching a movie and it just spoke to you. Like it's crazy how sometimes what we're searching for pops up in the randomness of things.
Yeah.
Like, which I think is like amazing. I think that's what's really cool about life, for sure. Like it's happened to me in movies, happens to me in songs, images.
Yeah.
It's just random, or someone like randomly. Like sometimes I would just be like on public transportation or whatever, right? Or just at the store and I just overhear somebody just say something. I'm like, oh, that like, oh shit, like, damn, what the hell? Like I'm like, what the hell? Like it just takes you by surprise.
There's like a saying or something that just kind of puts everything into perspective or something, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Yeah, life, man, you gotta enjoy it all the way. And I think, especially in my younger, like when I was like in my earlier 20s, because I'm already at the back end. I'm already 30 in August. But like when I was like, ayo. So like when I was younger, like for sure, like bro, I never understood that philosophy of enjoying life. I used to be like, I don't know, more of the crazier side, right?
Like the fuck you, like
well, I'm gonna live my life. Yeah, like, I'm gonna live my life, but ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. Whatever I'm dealing with, I don't know.
I think that's normal, right? I think that's being part like a teenager or whatever. I think that's like completely normal because you're going through a rebellious phase and you're trying to figure out who you are, like identity wise.
Yeah.
But I've seen that same type of behavior into people that are in their 30s, and it's not like there's no maturation. Like you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to mature when you get older, but if you still pretend to live like you're 18 when you're 29, or when you're 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, you know, the reality in life is going to catch up to you, and you're going to be struggling in a sense, like because life does not stop. You know, bills don't stop coming. You know, things don't stop. You know, things are going to continue to move forward, and if you don't figure that shit out sooner than later, you're going to have a real hard time living I wouldn't say happy life, because I don't think happiness is just an emotion. Like it's
you
not,
don't obtain it.
You can't. Yeah, there's no way to obtain. Like there's no such thing as always being happy all the time, unless you're fucking delusional and I'll throw you in the sane asylum. I'll give you some medicine, some pills to make you happy all the time if that's what you want, but then you're like always seeking that dragon, you know. But there's no such thing as happiness, but there is such thing as fulfillment. Like you can find a job that makes you fulfilled in the sense of it brings you an immense amount of satisfaction that there's not even a word to describe it. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why certain people, like, they may not fit in a certain job category because it may not be for them, and then they find a job that may not pay as well, but they find immense amount of fulfillment, and they're the happiest people I've seen. They may not have the biggest house, the fanciest yard, or whatever, but they somehow figured out that, you know, that's life is not about chasing the bag or this and that, which is not to say that you shouldn't try if that's what you want. Yeah. If that's the type of person you are, but not everybody is going to be like that. Let's be honest, right? Let's just like, we need, just as much as we need a CEO of a company, we need truck drivers, we need garbage men, we need just as much as we need doctors, we need nurses, just as much as we need nurses, we need MRI techs, and we need all this stuff. Just as much as we need street cleaners. You know, I hate this whole like hustle thing, because it's like you gotta hustle, you gotta be this. Like, to a certain extent, yes, like in the sense of like you don't have to be lazy, yeah. But hey, there's people that are plumbers that make really great money, and they just love being a plumber. They love going out there and fixing people's houses and delivering a satisfaction. You know, that's to them, that's a satisfaction enough. You know, to others, it's being a nurse and taking care of patients and helping people in that way. You know, there's different ways to help people. It's just figuring out, you know, how, if that's what you want. Yeah. I just hate the fact that like you gotta make 100,000. Like there's these people online, right? And I'm not even gonna say their name, bro. I'm not even gonna say that because they're stupid. They don't deserve the clout. They don't deserve any clout, any more clout that they have. But they're like, you know, if you don't make $100,000 a year, you're a fucking loser, and blah blah blah, and you're never gonna get a woman, or you're never gonna get this. And if you hear that a lot in YouTube, there's people like that. If you hear that, you're gonna start feeling like shit. Like, fuck, I'm not making 100. But the reality is, only like 13% of Americans make $100,000 a year, and half of that is men. That's all of Americans. So half of that is men. So you're talking about 6.5% of Americans.
Dang.
So you're talking about a very minority group of people. What about the rest of the guys? What about the truck drivers? What about the Amazon delivery person? What about everybody else? Are they not important? Are they not valuable to society? Are you saying that they're not manly enough? And yet they're the ones. Some of them are probably the most manly because they're the ones that have the confidence. They're not the ones puffing their chest and saying, I'm alpha. You need to see how alpha I am. Because the more you tell people that you're alpha, the more weak you look. Yeah. Those are the same people that drive big ass trucks with big ass tires, and then they're compensating in other ways.
I think it might be shifting a little bit, but like that's one thing that like I learned it from Gary Vee, and it's 100% right what he says. It's like even if you move up, like, or before I even get there, like just a perfect example, perfect example, right? With the whole coronavirus pandemic going on right now, it's like the ones on top were making all the rules, telling everybody what they had to do, right? Not knowing that, like, thinking that, oh, I have so much power. This is why I love people, and this is why I love, just, I don't know. But
hell yeah, tell them.
So it's just like, just for the people on top who think they have all the power, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, they probably are, they're powerful people, but it's like, they can lose it at a second because, like, the younger people, or not the general population, they have more of it because they can all just stop. Hey, I'm gonna quit working, bro. Yeah. Everybody quit. Everything got all messed up. And it's just like, and then not to go on what Gary Vee says, like, just because you move up, it doesn't mean that you're better. It doesn't mean that you have more power. Yeah, you have a little more power because you are moving up, but it doesn't mean that you're better than the ones below, and it doesn't mean that you stop working for the ones below. And that's kind of the mentality that I take. Like, I moved up a little bit, like where I'm working at now, but but I'm still like for the people. I'm still here for them. I still try my best to help them out with everything, bring all the resources, whatever I need to do to get it right, because I work for them. Just because I move up doesn't mean anything. It just means I have a voice for the voiceless, in a sense. That's all it is. Like, hey, they can't say, all right, I'll say what I need to say, whatever. And vice versa. Hey, you guys need help, bro. That's why I'm here. And I feel like that's the mentality that people should have who are moving up, instead of like, oh, I'm better than you. And I mean, I guess in a sense, to be fair, like, they do have a little bit of a right to be like, hey, I did work my ass off to get to this point. But that doesn't mean that you're entitled to anything. It just means that you were privileged enough to move up, and now just give it back. Keep doing what you were doing to get there. Don't change. Don't let your ego get the better of you. And I feel like, no.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, I just feel like that's the thing that I think a lot of people need to like incorporate in their life, and that, you know, that humbleness to like, yo, like, hey man, like, you can lose everything quick. So no matter how high you are, like, everybody below you isn't less than you. They're not below you, basically. They're just in a different spot than you are.
Yeah, exactly. It's not better or worse. It's just different. You know?
Yeah, it's just different. And you always got to be there for them. You always got to be there for the people, and that's just how it goes. I mean, you can't always be there.
Yeah.
You know. But,
yeah.
But
there has to be certain personal responsibility.
Yeah, because we all have different roles, for sure. But it's just like,
but I mean, at one point, you have, like, I think what happens is people forget, like, how they got to where they are, because a lot of it is, like, I will say, like, 80%, you know, maybe not 80%, maybe, like, 60 to 70% is, like, you busting your ass off and doing the right thing and coming to work on time and always trying to go beyond and that kind of stuff, right? But then you got to think about the other 10, 20%, which is about 10% is like just luck, which is like, and I don't mean like luck, like, oh, you're a lucky guy, you won the lottery. No. A lot of it is just the right time, the right place at the right time. You know, there's multiple things could have happened that day that could have prevented you from getting that job, or you could have got sick, or you could have got run over, or you could have got whatever. But you being right, or you could have been somewhere else, you could have been with your friends, you could have been with your family, right? But you being at the job at the right time, and the opening happened at the right time, you happen to take the shot, and you just happen to be the best candidate at the time. If it was a different time and somebody else was a better candidate, you wouldn't have got that job. You know what I'm saying? So part of it is luck, right? And then another portion of it is the fact that you were helping others, so they help you too. Like, there's a community, like there's a fact that you helping your help. There's like that.
Yeah, community.
And people forget that, like, oh, there's somebody recommended you to get that job, or somebody helped you get to that next level. And there's a lot of, like, this happens a lot. I've seen this happen to some people where they get high in a company and then their head balloons to like a fucking, you know, the Macy's Day Parade balloon, big ass head, and they're empowered and they're making decisions and this and that are affecting people, but they forget to realize that some of the same people that are still working for them are the ones that help them kind of move up in the ladder. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then, you know, you take that how you will.
Yeah. So yeah, man, like, yeah, man. I mean, I can see it. Like,
I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people are saying screw you to, like, fucking, you know, Amazon, Target, Walmart, all those low paying jobs, because for a long period of time, a lot of the people were like, hey, we want better pay, but, you know, that was the only circus in town. Yeah. And so you're like screwed, because if you're the only one that's paying the best out of your entire community, well, who are you to say? You know what I'm saying? But if you get a group of people that say, hey, you know what, this ain't right, you know, inflation has gone up 7% or something this year compared to last, and we need more pay. You know, we like to work hard. It's not about us not working hard. It's about you making more money and not paying us more, even though you're making 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, you're times 100 and they're like 0.5.
Yeah.
Like
10-cent raise.
Like what the hell? Yeah.
Like, yo, like, you want us to work for you? You pay us. You know, and people are not saying. People that are like making like $7 an hour or whatever in certain parts of the country, they're not saying, hey, we want to make $30 an hour. No, they're not saying that. They're saying, hey, pay us like, I don't know, $10, $15 an hour, a reasonable wage. And then the company's like, you know what, let us get back to you. And you know what that means. And then the people are like, screw you. This other company just hired me for 15, so bye. And that's why people are resigning, you know? Yeah. You're just fed up. You get to a point where you're just eating shit for so many years. Your teeth are all black because you eat so much shit. and then you're like, and then finally you have a chance to finally say something, and they still eat a lot of shit, and then that's when you say, screw you. Like that one TikTok. Like, did you see that one?
Wait, which one?
The one with the girl who's like on Walmart. She's working at Walmart.
Oh, yeah. She was calling everybody out. Like, but yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
she's cool.
That's how you doing.
Yeah, man. So power to the people, man, for sure. Yeah. Power to the people, always. Yeah, man. So sheesh, like the freaking life. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it kind of goes back to like we were saying, just like acceptance. Like I know, like for example, like for me, I don't like I don't know. I like the whole hustle. I don't like the whole hustle like I'm better than you hustle. I just like it. So I like it. You know. Like I just like it for me. Like
yeah, that's.
But I accept it too. Like I mean, do I try to be a motivational person? Yes. Do I try to inspire people? Of course. Do I push people? Of course. Like I do it. Not push it. Like bro, you better do this. But it's kind of like, come on, bro. Like what are you doing? Like like
push in a good sense.
Yeah, like
not just like
yeah. Like I'm just trying to help guide you, or if anything, I'm trying to just show you like, hey, like. If you keep up with this, you're gonna get everything. It's mostly more for people who are like stuck or like complaining, and like I'm like, all right, so are you gonna do something or you're not? That's where I like push, like, all right, so what are you doing? But like, yeah, it's just like, but I also accept the fact too that some people aren't gonna like it. Like if someone tells me, hey, I don't like it, like I don't want to be a hustle culture guy, or I don't want to like work heck hard. I just want to work, live comfortably, have a family, have a place. Then that's cool. That's what they want. So I'm not gonna be upset about that. If anything, I'm more happy because they know what they want. And for me, it's like I know what I want and I like it. But I think like kind of how you were saying, just the whole thing, like you're a loser if you're not doing this. It's kind of like some people might see it like that, especially very high achievers. But that's still not right. Like that's not right to tell people you're losers because you're not doing that. Just that's what you wanted to do. Not it doesn't mean that we have to agree.
Like, the problem is that there's a generalization. So we call this a generalization, hazy generalization fallacy in terms of argument. There's people online that are spewing what success means to them, and if they don't live up to that definition of success, then everything else is considered loser. That's the problem. So there's only one definition of success, but in reality, even before the internet, that was never the case. There's people that are farmers for generations. They don't make a lot of money, but they love being a farmer. They love what they do. There's people that work in healthcare. Again, some people don't make a lot of money, but that's what they do. And so you have these kind of narcissistic people online, possibly sociopaths, that are telling other people how to live their life, and these young men and women, mostly men though, I would say, are falling into these traps, falling into these people that they idolize, and they're not really good people. They're not like, if you idolize someone who's achieving, like Michael Jordan or something like that, there's at least, you can say there's a little bit of controversy, but he had at least tried to achieve something good, and he was always trying to help the community. There was always that aspect of it. These people don't give a fuck. There's some people that they're just spewing shit just so they can get views and clicks, and those people are spewing negative shit, and that's part of the reason what causes, people to go crazy. Like, like it causes people to, if someone's really desperate and poor and hurting, and they're trying to live into this ideal of their idol, and but their idol calls them a loser and shit like that, that's enough for some people to, to delete some people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's, we have to talk about that. We're talking, we have to talk about these crazy narcissists that are then they don't have any accountability. Like, they need sometimes there needs to be like a review board or something. I don't know what it is, and I know it's hard because it's a free speech thing, but if there's people committing, deleting themselves or deleting other people or spewing negative stuff, or I don't know, there's that fine line between thought and action of thought. But there's a lot of evidence to suggest that if you see a certain type of content and you become an extremist, kind of what terrorists do, what I'm saying? When you're a terrorist, is just somebody who uses extreme measures to inflict terror on the public, right? In order for them to bend into their ideology, right? That's what a terrorist is. You can argue that some of these people that are online are that. You can make that argument, or they may not be a terrorist organization, but they are becoming a cult, or it's a cult following. You have these giant followings of people, drinking the Kool-aide and falling into this victim of they think maybe they're helping. They think that this leader is going to help them achieve a higher state in their life. Maybe not spiritually, but in their life. Maybe more money, more girls, more this, more that. But they're not. They're just taking advantage. These narcissists are taking advantage of the people and selling them stuff to get addicted, to have them to come back. They almost become like a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In the sense of like, they always have a product to sell. They always got a video to show you. They always have something inflammatory to say because they know that you're going to want to watch it. And you're going to spend your time watching it. Yeah. You get the same dopamine rush as if you were to do some kind of drug, stimulus especially. So
yeah, it's very destructive for sure. Yeah. It's just destructive content all around, man. It's sad. It's really sad, man. Like I don't know. It's really sad. Just lives that are like changed, or people's outlooks, or this battle between people. Like I guess for like in dating, for example, like if it's more so like, oh, like you were mentioning, like, oh, you don't make 100K, you're a loser. All girls are hypergamous. They want your money. No, not my TikTok, guys. Not my TikTok. But right, like hypergamy, all this stuff, right? Girls are bad. They're all gonna cheat on you, things like that. Well, then how is your outlook gonna be when you see a girl? You're one, gonna be fearful. Two, you're gonna be angry, and three, what if she does cheat on you? You'll probably end up, like you said, deleting yourself or deleting, her. Like, it's just crazy, the stuff that people just throw out there. And they try to, cover it up with truth, which, I mean, I guess there is some truth in that, but, like, not to the point where it's so destructive. Like, it's just, the message is so destructive. And instead of being like, hey, like, this could possibly happen, but you know what? That's not your fault. It's just going to happen if they do. But it doesn't mean that you should be afraid. You should still be able to trust a person, because the person you meet is not the same person as that person that that you dated. I mean, if they're in the same social group, I don't know, but if if you met this girl and she cheated on you and you meet another girl, she's probably not gonna cheat on you. She's probably
you never know.
And it's like, no, it's like all the girls are gonna do this to you. If you're not making this money, they're all gonna leave you. They're gonna go find somebody else. It's like, okay, well then what am I supposed to do? Not date nobody? Or if I date somebody, am I supposed to be scared and check her phone? Yeah. Am I gonna check it all day? And it's like, it's not healthy. Like you're, like you say, you're damaging more young kids. You're damaging the youth. Like, even people who are first timers or haven't even had sex, like, you're damaging them. I don't think that's right. Like, that's not cool.
And then,
but
it's
not pretty cool, man.
And then, well, in the guy space, there's a lot of those crazy cult like leaders, right? There's a lot of them. Like, the big one. There's like, I can think, on top of my head, I can think of already 3 podcasts that are really big and that are. They spew negative shit and that kind of shit, and they have a big following, and they don't give a shit about the people. They really don't, because they continue to lie. They continue to sell products that are going to make people addicted and that are not progressing into their lives, stuff like that. I can already think of 3, and they have like over like 1 million, subscribers, stuff like that. So if you continue to have a following like that and big, it can lead to a very destructive society. Imagine having a bunch of, men, let's say, that haven't had sex or whatever, and they're following these guys because they themselves say that they're the big shots and this and that and but there's no receipts, or the receipts are lies, or they get called out on some pretty. I mean, I'm gonna say this for a fact. There's this one podcast. I'm not even gonna say the name because they don't deserve recognition, but they were spewing some pretty like racist ass shit. Like they were spewing some pretty racist ass shit, and you can tell there was a way they were saying something. They had a point, and their point was they have preferences and that they weren't going to date beyond their preferences. But the problem was they didn't say that. Instead of saying that, they said, oh, I like this and this type of girl, but this girl, she has, she's lower. She's just her stereotype. There's nothing else that she can be, just her stereotype. And there's never going to be a girl like that in real life. There's only going to be the stereotype. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? You obviously haven't dated that type of girl, because if you did, you would know that just like everybody else, there's different types of women. There's different, just like there's good women, there could be a good, Latin woman, there could be a crazy Latin woman. Just because there's a good white woman doesn't mean all white women. There could be a crazy one. You know, everybody is different. Everybody comes with their unique genetic code. They have their own, they're just unique person. You know what I'm saying? They're just unique. And it's not, you can't just put everybody in a box, close that box, say, yeah, that's all of X. All of X is this. There could be no Y. It's like, no, no. You obviously, that just shows you that they haven't really had the experience dating a lot of chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, that's a good point. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. Dang, I didn't think about it like that. That's a good point. Yeah, yeah. They're generalizing everything's like you really don't know. Then you just make it. You're just assuming all these assumptions about it. Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great point. Yeah. So yeah, man. Yeah, screw all that. Yeah, all that destructive, all destructive stuff that they're speaking, man. It's not right, guys. So if you guys are listening to a lot of destructive stuff, and even to go in depth, man, even music too. To be real, there's music too.
Yeah,
I mean, there's music. That's a whole different, thing. But I mean, I'll be real. There also is music too that does the same, the same thing, same agenda. Like it's just spilling destructive stuff.
Man and woman. I'm gonna say that. Yeah. There's a woman artist. I'm not gonna say her name. She don't deserve recognition, but she says something like, women shouldn't do this and women shouldn't do that, and then she's doing the exact opposite and actually has another kid coming or whatever, another kid with, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you and then that same woman also says like she wouldn't let her own daughter listen to her music, so like, then why are you spewing that negative shit? And why?
Yeah.
And for her, it's just, she just the problem is that she thinks of it just as a business.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm gonna make it. People like it. I'm gonna make money off of it, and it's just like, I mean, it works. People do like it, but they don't know why they like it. They just think it is something to like. Like they don't understand what's happening. Like I didn't realize music until like around this age. Like I was really listening to what I would listen to, and I'm like, what's that? Like, like damn, like this is kind of like, no wonder I felt like this at that time, or why I was angry at these times. Like, damn, the crap I was listening to, this shit was making me mad.
But I think,
but I wouldn't say all music. I just want to say, just be careful. Just be careful what you listen to. Like, really listen. Like, don't just listen to the beat. Like, listen to what they're saying.
Listen to opposing arguments. That's what I would say. Don't just listen to what that one person says. Try to make your own judgment and listen to the opposing argument and see if there's something that you can find value in it. Like for example, I 100%. I would disagree with Ben Shapiro about probably 80% of what he said.
Ben Shapiro.
I'm not gonna say I completely hate him or anything. I don't know the guy. I think he could probably be the best fucking guy, best husband in the world. Yeah, I don't know that.
He seems cool to me.
But there's some things that he does. There are certain things that he does say that are like, oh, I see. I didn't think about it like that, but if you actually had a long form conversation with him, like Joe Rogan tries to do, then there's some value that he actually has. But you can't have a fucking 2-minute news bite and try to understand completely his complex ideas about, like, I don't know, what's the complex idea that I don't agree with? Maybe immigration. I don't agree with him on immigration, on a lot of things, but there are certain things that he says that, like, I wouldn't say is what I would go with, but there is a point there that I never thought of. If I were to go out of my echo chamber, I probably would never think of that idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Same, likewise.
So, if you're gonna go listen to people that say, and for women out there too, like, don't believe all the hype. Don't believe that, there's some women out there that say, hey, you just need to go chase the bag and this and that. I mean, for some women, that is the truth, but, a lot of women do want to have kids. And for those women, try to look for other women that have had kids and are happy, and try to seek, that information, because, there is this kind of like, I don't believe in agendas or anything like that, but there is this culture of like, you don't need to have kids. Like, what are you talking about? You're just an independent woman. You need to just go out there, travel the world, this and that. You can probably do that for a few years in your 20s. You can do that in a few years in your 20s. You can have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hell yeah.
You know, experience, different men or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you should. I think you should let that out of your system. But if you continue to live like that for a long period of time, it's going to come back and haunt you. And don't take it from me. I'm not a woman, but take it from the woman that had that experience. Take it about women who partied into their 30s, and you know what? Ooh, I'm sorry to tell you, they went to the doctor and they can't have kids. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Or something happens later in your life and you can't have kids, or the guy can't have kids. So, take that into consideration if you do want to have a family and stuff like that. Just know that the party stops. You know what I'm saying? Every time, the lights turn on after every night at the DJ, and the ones that are making money aren't you. It's the DJ. It's the club. Mm-hmm. You end up as a lady. You probably got free drinks, but that's about it. And if all your motive is to get something out of people, you're gonna be a very miserable person. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's great how you said it, because it's like if you're male or female, like if you're looking like, or let's just say you're naturally promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? There is people who are naturally promiscuous.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like they really are. And if you that's just how you want to live your life, then hey, like I said, why not? The thing is just like what you said. If you're doing it for the wrong intentions, like if your intentions are like, oh, I'm gonna sleep around these dudes because I'm gonna make my way to the top, or I'm gonna bang all these girls because I don't know, I want them to buy me all these cars, or I want to give me hella like sugar mamas, then I don't think that's right. I don't think that's like the righteous way of anything, right? Like it's not. If anything, it's gonna haunt you more down the line. But if it's just like, hey, I like sleeping around. I know there's people out in the world who like sleeping around, or in non-monogamous relationships where they're actually open to dating other people, and you are like, oh, hey, I like you, but I'm in this, and I think it's a very
what they call it, ethical non-monogamy or something.
Yeah, ethical. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like, I would say like, in those cases, yeah, because they're all on the same page and they all want it. So I think in those cases that's cool. I think that's fine. But if your actions are like destructive, or you want to get something from somebody, you want to take all the money, then hey, like, you're gonna be screwed at the end. So if you're gonna be promiscuous, or you want to be promiscuous, or whatever, at least try to do it in the righteous way. You don't gotta be out here trying to destroy people, or like ghosting girls.
You don't have to lie or deceive.
Like hey,
be honest.
Yeah, like hey, girl, like I'm not looking for anything. If you want to kick it, then let's kick it.
Yeah.
And if you are looking for a boyfriend, then I apologize, but
just be fucking honest.
It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
like it's just not gonna happen. But hey, like I wish you the best, and that's it. And the girls too are, hey, I just got a relationship. All I want to do is just be free. But hey, I want to hook up. Hey, that's cool too. All right, then you know what it is, and you can't go in being like, oh, well now you owe me a relationship. Like you can't do stuff like that either, because you both are supposedly meeting at the same level. So I think that also needs to be said too. That like, some people are naturally promiscuous. It's just how it is, and I think that's like maybe people don't talk about it as much, but it is part of culture. Like there are people who are naturally promiscuous, and hey, that's all I'm saying. It's all cool. It's all cool.
It would be nice though if both parties would just be honest with each other, mm-hmm. and just instead of like playing games and shit. I mean. Mm-hmm. I understand there is a game, there is a song and dance to the whole being flirty, being that kind of stuff. That part is always
courting each other,
and a guy being flirtatious with his words and showing a good time with the woman, and the woman being wearing her little dress and her you know what I'm saying,
looking freaking nice,
winking
nice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not looking nice.
There's that's the whole game, that's the whole song and dance. Every species does it. Look at birds, look at monkeys, look at stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, because we talk and we have communication and we're able to communicate, is that a lot of there's some people that are not honest up front. Instead of saying what you just said, like let's say, for example, you're looking for a woman to have a good time with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys flirt, it works well, but no one ever says anything about like, you know, let's say she's looking for a relationship, and you're looking to have a good time. Mm-hmm. So you guys are already starting off in two different fields.
Yeah.
Because those are two different games. You can't either. You're trying to play baseball while she's trying to go out there and play soccer. Like, I don't know. You guys are gonna have a hard time. That's the problem. Is like there's two different. You guys are playing two different games, and she might want certain things from you that maybe, let's say, you're not ready for, or you don't want. Yeah. Or things that you want from her, and that she might not do until she has that bond. And so,
relationship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think just being upfront about it, there's a way to do it. Obviously, you're not going to be like, hey, girl, I want to bang you. Let's do it right now. Like,
girl, I'm looking for a relationship.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. There's a lot of, there's good people out there. Like, I'll say, you know, Coach White Pill and Coach Kevin Ray Wilder, I think they're pretty good at. They give a lot of good advice if you want to go check out their stuff. Or Marnie.
Yeah, they're
there's good people positive. Out there. You're just being able to discern information. If the guys are telling you that you have to make $100,000 a year and you're a loser and life is hopeless and stuff like that, I would avoid that. I would avoid that because the minute you start clicking on that shit, it's so easy to get sucked into their drama and bullshit. I would not advise you to go down that path because it's very dangerous. It's a very self-destructive path, to be very honest. But there are people out there that will, like I said, I mentioned a few. Coach White Pill, Kevin Ray Wilder, Marnie. I don't know if you have some shout-outs that you can throw out for.
My boy Tavi.
Okay, there you go, Tavi. There you go, Tavi. Cool. Okay, so there's a few people out there. Okay. Where are the receipts at then, boy? Okay. No, I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, try to look for information. Make sure you look for information that's, you know, that tries to leave you in a positive frame. And by positive, I mean hopeful. Because when they, I don't even know if I want to get into that. if they're just starting to spew negative shit and they just say buy their OnlyFans and buy their shit and buy their products and stuff like that, and they're paying, and you have to pay $800 and stuff like that, don't do that. Spend your money on something else. There's things that you could do for cheaper. The best thing you can do is, you know, try to listen to their advice, try to take some of their advice, and then go out there and practice it. Go out there and practice it on the dating apps if you're not ready to go in person. But honestly, in person is like best. But some people are not ready for that. And some people aren't ready to go out there and approach a girl, which is fine. You know, they haven't, for some reason or another, they can or won't or whatever. There's steps, you know. There's a ladder doesn't finish with one step. A ladder has multiple steps. And some people are on the first rung and some people are on the third. You just got to figure out where you are. And try to be, you know, the best version of yourself in all aspects. And shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so go for it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, guys, just what's it called? Yeah, just avoid destructive stuff for sure. Just avoid it. Try to enjoy your life for sure. Try to pretty much enjoy your life and just, you know, try to be as cool as you can with people. Try to be a good person. I'm not saying, you know, be like, you know, because no one is perfect. No one can be the best good person, but just try to be good at people. I think be good at people, enjoy your life, stay away from destructive stuff and vices, and your life should be pretty cool. Yeah, it should be pretty chill. I mean, things are going to happen that are going to, like, you know, things you can't control. A lot of things are out of your control. So, like, long as you just...
Can you give an example of, like, let's say one of your vices? Can you just kind of give the audience an example of how...
So, I'll give you one that affected me a lot and one that I'm, like... So far, I've been over a month over, so that's been pretty cool. Yeah. So I'll start off with that one. So one of my vices was like, I would notice when I drink a lot of caffeine, like, cause I was addicted. I'm addicted, like, you know, and like they always say the first step to ending addiction is to admit you have an addiction. So I never thought I did, but I was like, because I never did. The only thing that like I thought, the only thing that would bother me was that I would drink a lot of coffee, no sugar, nothing, just straight coffee. And right when it's coming down, I would get this super negative, like super cold, eerie, depression type vibe. Like it just out of nowhere, like it just boom, it just
crazy, really.
Yeah, like it would just drop on me, and I'm like, whoa, like this isn't this isn't right, like. But then I started to realize that like as I kept studying, like basically it's just that when you're on caffeine, basically a lot of like the chemicals lean to one side, so when it's coming down, it's supposed to make you feel like that so it can balance itself back out. So in a way you have to deal with that. You have to deal with the low in order to level up. But at the time I didn't know. But anyway, so the
crash, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't get it bad where I was like, because I used to get bad crashes before, but that's because I had sugar and stuff. But it wasn't like a bad crash. It was just more like I'm just chilling, I'm working, and then I'll just get cold, and then I'll be like, and I just started like overthinking things from work or life, and I'm just like, okay, none of that has to do with what I'm doing right now. Like, why am I thinking these things? Like, they have nothing to do with it. But now I'm overthinking it, and I'm like, well, I'm tired of it because I'm just trying to work. Like, I'm not like trying to be depressed. Like, I'm trying to work. Like, I'm not trying to be sad right now or anxious. So so then I stopped like over a month ago, probably like a month and a half off, no caffeine.
Wow,
I don't even drink Coke. Yeah, like I have soda, but as long as it's caffeine free, like. And it's not that I'm posted, like, I don't mind having a glass, a coffee here and there, or go on a coffee date, like, I'm down for it, like, but it's just, I wanted to step away from it, where I was drinking it every day, 2-3 cups a day, and I wanted to also overcome that so that I can actually have my own natural energy, and it's actually been even better, like, like, it's been cool, like, at first, it sucked, don't get me wrong, like, the first 2 weeks freaking sucked, but, like, once I got over the hump, like,
game over through the withdrawals and all that shit, right?
Yeah, it's just like, damn, I want coffee. Or I'll be working and be like, man, if I get some coffee right now, then I'll kill it. And I'm like, nah, I can kill it without it. Like, so it was just a constant battle. And yeah, it's been cool. Like, I feel better. I wake up, I don't feel sluggish in the mornings. I mean, mentally, that's what I'm working on now, just eating the right foods, but that's a different subject. Yeah, and then the one that I'm working on now. So right now, a month and a half, I'm cool. I don't really, like, I don't really want it. Like, I'm not like,
it's not like you need it, or like those people that say I need coffee every day.
Yeah, people are like coffee in the morning, and I used to be there. Like I used to relate with them. Like, yeah, man, I need that coffee in the morning. Like it helps me start my day right and all that. But nah, for me, I just felt like it was a facade. Like it wasn't true. Like I was just like, I don't need it. I can wake up and just be grateful. Like I really am. Take like just 10 seconds out of my morning and say what I'm grateful for, what I have, and that's enough to get me started. And and then the second one is just like drinking, like. And like sheesh, man, your boy was like, damn. And it's crazy because I remember I was like mentioning to you, I had like a moment where I was like telling you like, hey, like I really want to stop, like I'm tired of it, like I've been drinking too much. And it was just like, I don't know, I never drank so much because of the pain. I never drank so much because I was hurting, or no, it was never nothing like that. I wasn't trying to escape anything. Maybe escape being bored, because like I'd be at the house, I'm like, bro, I ain't got nothing to do, it's my day off, and I'd be like, fuck it, I'm just get drunk so I can at least do something cool.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, like it wasn't nothing like that. It was just more.
It was an expensive hobby though, right?
Yeah, man, I could have had a lot of things. Right now that I haven't like drank, like, because I don't drink when I'm with my daughter, like, at all.
No, that's good.
I don't even drink, but like I had stopped the week before that, so when she came, I was already like in it, so I wouldn't be like kind of in the process with her. I was more like, okay, I got a week off, at least I already did a week. If it comes up, like,
be clear.
Yeah, kind of like, if it comes up, I can deal with it, because at least I'm not like so new to it. And yeah, so it went by quick, and yeah, man, I got a lot of more things done. I'm getting a lot more things done now. So like for drinking, I probably would stay away from like very hard liquor or even regular beer. I'll still do like a light beer here and there because I'm with it, but I just don't really. Right now, I'm at the point where I don't really have a reason to get drunk anymore. Like I don't want to get drunk. Like I'll get buzzed or whatever, but I don't have a reason to get drunk anymore.
It's not like if you go to a party and they're offering liquor, would you take it?
If they have light beer, yeah. But if they have like regular beer, I'll probably just have one. But now, like, hey, we gotta keep taking shots. Like, nah, because I already dealt with a lot of experiences even before that where I always fall for it, like, oh, we're taking a shot, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down, and then I always black out, and it just ruins my night. So you wake up next, like, oh, bro, what happened? It's like annoying, like, bro, I came here to enjoy myself, and now I'm waking up hella fucked up and I don't even know what happened, and it's just like annoying. Like it's just annoying. It just ruins it. Like, oh yeah, you just passed out, and it's like, damn, everybody was here having a good time and I was out. I could have been here chilling with everybody.
Having a cool conversation.
Yeah, I would have been with my folks. Like, what's up with everybody? And no, I'm in the bed knocked the hell out. So nah, it's not though. Like I'm still down to go out and stuff like that. But hey, just let me get a light. Let me get a Bud Light. Let me get a Corona Light.
Well, also like I bet like I mean having all that liquor, I mean. Especially beer, and it has a bunch of calories. I mean, you're probably saving yourself 100, 200 calories every fucking beer.
Yeah, and inflammation sucks as well, bro. Like I'm trying to get in shape, and it's like it takes a whole week for the beer to get out of my system. So it's like I'm not even trying to drink honestly, because I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to feel fat. Like, bro, I'm trying to I'm working over here. I'm working out over here, so it's not helping my cause. And like they say though, when you look in the mirror, if it doesn't look right, then you don't feel as happy. Like I go and I see development in my muscles. I see my face is a little bit skinnier. It makes me feel good. It makes me be like, damn, like, all right, like, man, you look good, but man, you're looking better now. Or man, you're really getting in shape. Or man, you're taking this serious. And I feel like that's what's like amazing about not drinking, is that part. It's just like it's making me feel better, and it's making me like get in shape, because. I'm saying, so hopefully, it's still happening in May with EDC and all that, and I want to be like, I want to be in good shape. I want to be in good shape when I go out there, because, what I'm saying, Vegas is popping. I love Vegas, so.
Yeah, Vegas is.
Look a little good out there. Don't hurt nobody, don't hurt nobody. So, yeah, man, so.
Indulge in all the vices.
Yeah, man, so I'm trying to end all of them. What about you, brother? Anything that you're,
For me, it's more about like it's mental stuff. So it's negative self-talk and and just kind of getting over this, whatever this. I'm still kind of going through it.
Yeah.
So I'm just still kind of figuring out like what to do.
Like the next step.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Because like I said, if this disability cut off everything from my mom, and so like. I don't have really a lot of resources, so do I get a second job? Can I even go to school? Do I have the money to go to school? So just for me, it's a lot of like thinking, and I know I do that a lot, and I'm trying to get better at that, but it's also like the circumstances kind of also dictate the situation, so I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the house, but like. What I've been doing right now is, for sure, I've been listening a lot more to David Goggins, and like basically I use those thoughts as my fuel to push me on whatever my goal is. I mean, I don't know if it'll help, but that's what I do. Like whenever I have like guilt thoughts or like things that I'm like, crap, I just use them to push me to who I want to be, and I feel like it's helped me a lot. Like it just pushes me. Like if I know there's been moments in my life where I was a bad friend, then I'll think about those thoughts and I'll use it towards being a better friend. Instead of like keeping it in, I just use it, and I just keep using it because it's my source of fuel. Like those thoughts will always be there, and it would always try to give me guilt, and that's what I want, because it's gonna always give me that like rush. I think that's how Michael Jordan was too. Like he would use stuff like that to be like the ultimate, because he would like embrace those thoughts and be like, screw that. Oh, okay. They're talking crap about me in the game. Okay, bam, and just like, I mean, with him in his case, he was like. Pretty much destroying everybody, like just dominate's the right word. He was just dominating everybody. But for me, I just use those to push me for where I want to go. Be a better friend, be a better brother, be a better father, be a better everything. So
yeah.
So Dave Goggins is cool, man. He's really dope.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
But nah, brother. But I mean, I don't know if it helps, but I would say like. Yeah, in your case, brother, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I feel it. I feel it 100%. Yeah, I feel it.
I'm just trying to figure out what my next steps is, and I can't really. The thing is with getting a second job is like once you get a second job, you're committed to something, right? And then I don't want to just get committed to something just to get extra money. What happens if, let's say, my mom gets some extra money somehow, and then I can go to school?
Mm-hmm.
What, do I leave my second job, just like that, like? Even though I made a commitment to be there and they're short staffed, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking things, and that's probably what it is. But I don't know. When you make a commitment, it's like I don't know. I just feel like you're supposed to honor that deal, honor your end of the deal. Yeah. I guess I've been in situations, we had, somebody who we used to know, we would tell him not to do something and he would do it anyway and get into people's, businesses without having to, without, you know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. He didn't honor his end of the deal, that's what I'm trying to say. He just did whatever the fuck you want, didn't give a fuck, and just try to create some craziness.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're not in our life anymore for a reason, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's, I mean.
I wish that person the best, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks for sure. Like, it sucks for sure. There's a lot of things I think about. I'm like, man, it would have been sick. For real, like, there's a lot, but. You can't live in what is, right? You just gotta live in the now. Yeah, you just accept it and move on. Like, that's it. Like, it is what it is, and it sucks.
Decisions were made, and it showed that person who they really are. Whatever.
Yeah.
Ni modo.
Yeah.
Ni modo.
Yeah.
Gotta live. Like we were talking about earlier, live in the moment. I'm just trying to figure out like ways to just enjoy the moment. I want to have goals, but like I said, the situation's such a pain in the ass, and sometimes I don't know where to go,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm dealing with it one day at a time.
Yeah.
That's all I can do for now.
Yeah. You'll get it. You'll overcome it. You've overcome a lot already, brother. You've been here for almost 30 years, both of us. You've been here for almost 30 years, brother. You've been through a lot. You've overcame a lot.
Thank you.
Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, a lot, man. So,
thank you.
So even though this is like crap, you're definitely gonna overcome it for sure.
Yeah, it definitely feels like crap.
I'm
not gonna lie. It definitely feels like crap. Yeah. But I'm trying to work on that though.
Tell you, brother. No, I hear you though. Yeah, man, freaking life.
Yeah. Because for me, it's not getting motivated. It's finding what to get motivated about. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I think that's a lot of people's issue, or not issue, or problem.
Yeah.
Mine's too, man. I'm not over here like. A lot of things I could have improved on a lot of things, but I chose drank, and that screwed me up a whole bunch. So
what's that song? Drank. Yeah.
Oh, pull up, drank. Drank. Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Had a good time doing that, but yeah,
it's time to turn on to the next chapter, right?
Yeah. It's like I want to move on to a new level, and I know that. I realized that throughout my whole 20s that it didn't work as much as I wanted it to work. It never worked. So I have to let it go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I still have a light beer. I still go out, hey, let's get some, let's go get some dinner or whatever. Let's have a drink, glass of wine. Hey, I'm with it. Like, yeah, let's do it, But it's not like, now it's not like, hey, let's kick it and get fucked up. Like, I'm cool. Like, I don't, like, I'll go hang out still. Like, hey, you guys want to hang out? We'll go hang out. And you guys want to get, like, towed up? Hey, that's cool, man. Like, I mean, I used to like do it when I wasn't drinking for like a year and 8 months. Like I was still kicking it, and I wasn't drinking. It was cool. So like I've already done it before, so it's not like an issue to me. It's just I drink less.
You've experienced it. I mean, you tried it. You tried to see what it would do. Try to see if it would help you, and you figured it out. On your own.
Yeah, I never did. So I realized it's over. I bitched it out.
Drank. Made it. Drank.
Drank. Bro, those were my weekends, bro. It was so dope, bro. But then that day of work, like the day of work.
I was gonna say, I bet the day after.
Yeah. I'd be like, bro,
beat the shit out of you.
I'm working today, bro. Damn. Like, why'd I do that? I should have just not done.
It's good. It's like it's good in the moment, but then the day after is when you really feel.
Yeah, it's always crap. It's always like, damn, bro, I could have just had one, maybe two, and just call it a day. Like, why'd I have to keep drinking? But in the moment, I'm like, bro, hell.
I'm
over here
living,
I'm laughing, bro. I'm chilling.
Get the music going. You're having a good time, dancing.
Yeah, chopping it up,
whatever. And then all of a sudden,
it's like, fuck.
Can't get up.
Yeah, shit, we got a podcast.
Life alert.
We got a podcast today. Oh, bro, you know what? Oh,
Dude, I would be, you know, I'm not gonna lie, when you would say that, I would be kind of pissed. I'm like, fuck, did he do it again? But I know, you know, you're having a good time, whatever.
No, but you know, it's just things like that hinder progress.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's done. Like, I'm cool. I already came to terms with it. Still bothers me a lot, but I already came to terms with it. Like, bro, if you want to get to the next level, this is your sacrifice, my G. Once I already get to the point where I want to get to, then you know what I'm saying, I can drink all I want. So it's cool, ain't you? Like, it's cool, man. Like, just.
Well, I think also like there's a thing of like overindulgence with whether it's drinking or anything, right? Like if you overindulge in anything, you start to lose the value of like enjoying it. Like for me, like for example, when I drink, I know the danger of I get addicted to things a lot easier, so I already know that part of me. So I just have to be like, I have to just be aware of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just be conscious or what they call, I guess, mindfulness or whatever of what I'm doing, because you know, if you too much of a good thing no longer becomes a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Man.
And so then once you overdo it, you stop enjoying it. Like you know, like, you ever just had like a good tequila, just you've been out for a long time and you just enjoyed it?
Not tequila. I don't like tequila.
Or whatever. Whatever that may be.
Like, I've had like
your vices.
Yeah, I've had like I'll have a really good day at work. Like like it would be me and my boy. Like we had like a really like tough day at work, and it's like midnight now, and it's like, hey, you want to get a beer? I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's go get a beer. And like we sit down, we chillin', we open up the first beer, and we just drink it, and it's like dope ass. And I'm like, I'm going to sleep because I'm tired. But it's just like, damn, this is worth it.
Exactly.
Those are very dope. Those are probably like now that you mention it, like those are probably my favorite drinks. Those ones.
Those are the moments that I try to like savor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's sick. Yeah.
If like I said, because I understand like like people that are like, oh, you want to go out? I'm like, do I want to go out? Well, first of all, it's like money. For me, it's like money thing, and then second of all, it's like, oh, okay. Well, if it's like a special event, a party, or stuff like that, a celebration, I'll have like a drink or two, but I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy what I'm doing because I don't do it so often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes it that much more special. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I need to. That's the mindset I need to have now when it comes to alcohol, for sure. Like just that. Like don't have it so much so when you have it, I'm saying you're gonna enjoy it for sure.
Yeah.
Because hell yeah, man. When you get a nice beverage, nice cold one in the summer or in the spring, man.
Especially after a long day at work and you're sweating your ass off and you accomplish it. So it's like after you accomplish something and then you have a beer, it's like, ooh, it's like a cherry on top.
It's like I work. Not thinking if I should have one. Only because of so much that I've accomplished. Like seriously, like real talk. It's just, I did so much that.
Yeah, we'll probably go after the podcast and get some beer or something.
But yeah, man.
Not the tall ass one, you know.
Oh yeah, nah. Yeah,
no. I remember you telling me that those tall ones.
Oh yeah.
They destroyed you. I won't say the name of the company, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm cool. Yeah, I got things to do tomorrow. I don't want to get fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still got a lot of. Right now, like, I just gotta focus on things that, like I mentioned, just getting to the next level. I know what I need to do, so I just try my best to get there. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Freaking life, man. It's too dope.
Life is, man. It's crazy. Like whenever, I guess, everything happens. And it's cliche, but sometimes things happen for
a reason.
For a purpose or a reason. Yeah.
I believe it for sure.
Because at the moment you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. At the moment you don't realize it, and then hindsight is always 20/20, and then you're like, oh shit, if I would have got that, then that would have happened. But if I'm glad I got this, because this is way better than that.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's part of, like, I don't know. I guess we learn as well, but like it's just dope. Like
job opportunities, friends, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like in the moment it's and you're like hurt and you're like dang, but you're like, man, if that didn't happen, like I don't know, it's a lot of things, but yeah, I'm really glad it happened because I wouldn't be where I'm at today for sure.
No, I and one of the things I'm grateful for is like I'm just gonna say I'm grateful for you having a cool ass friend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, likewise, brother.
Yeah, man, we've been through all kinds of shit.
yeah, we're going perfect, man.
And now we're going. This is our third year doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get some more shirts and stuff out there too.
Yeah.
I'm working. Like I said, I'm working on getting my finances up, and then maybe we can get some more shirts for you guys out there and.
Yeah, more gifts, gift cards, things like that. Yeah. I want to like. I want to. I think it would be really cool. We kept that going. It was a really good idea when you brought it up last year, and it'd be nice to continue.
Just to kind of help out the community and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it really feels cool. Like I was looking back at like pictures yesterday actually, and they're just like, man, we're freaking cool. Like not like we're amazing that we did it, but cool that like just to hook somebody up.
That actually, we took out the time out of our day to actually go out there and help somebody else.
Yeah, like we went and hook people up. And
you know what I'm saying. We're all struggling and stuff like that, but. It's the fact that we actually go and just try to help each other out, and I encourage the audience out there to go out there and if you see somebody in your family or a friend of yours that help them out. You don't have to go out there and give them $100 or whatever. If you can, that's cool. If they're struggling and they need $100 and you can, that's cool. But go out there and ask them like, hey, what do you need help with? Do you want me to go out there? Do you need me to help you with some groceries or do you want me to just some people are really struggling and they'll be happy to have your help and be grateful for that too. So just go out there and help somebody out. That's my plan of action.
Yeah, sick. I like that.
Do you have anything else?
Nah, I think we hit a lot of points today.
Yeah, I enjoyed all the topics that we covered.
Yeah, it was a really good episode for sure. Yeah, guys. So, guys, again, thank you guys all for your time. Thank you guys for checking us out, rolling with us these 3 years, man. And we'll just continue going, man, continue growing. And you guys can grow with us, man, and remember these moments and be like, I remember when I heard that episode. Or, I remember when they were dealing with that. Like, I don't know, you guys might know more about us than we know about us, which is cool, man.
It's like our psychotherapy sessions.
one day we'll do a meet and greet in the future,
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be really freaking cool. Yeah, we're gonna do a meet and greet, man. That'd be freaking dope. So yeah, man. But
go ahead,
brother.
Before we start now, I just want to say something to the audience.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say thank you guys for listening to us and supporting us, and we appreciate you, and just keep kicking it with us and have a good time. If you think that our shit is valuable, go ahead and share it with somebody. And we posted up on YouTube. Hit that like button and help us with that algorithm, because that shit's complicated as hell. Help us out.
Yeah, for sure. Like it, comment on the videos, guys.
Share it with your family. Share it with your friends so they have some insight too. And we're two guys from the Bay Area, struggling, trying to figure ourselves out, and maybe this can give some value to other people too that are in the same position. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, for sure. No, just to piggyback off that. Yeah, for sure. Like we're a small podcast. We're not majorly known, but like I like to like help out small podcasts as well, like sharing and stuff like that too. So yeah, guys, like if you guys can help us out, that'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah, if you guys know any other podcasts that would think we can do like a collab or something, where you guys would like to hear from us to interview or have a conversation with, let us know. Share your thoughts. We're here partially for you guys. Like, we were out there for you guys to actually go out there and give you guys good content. So if you guys think you would be interested in a conversation to have somebody, let us know so we can give you guys more content.
Heck yeah. But right on, guys. On that note, guys, appreciate you guys for your time, and we'll see you guys soon. Your boy Fuego signing off.
And I'm leaving you here with a smile. See ya.